Summoners, and welcome. On my last video I talked about advice, the different types out there, and what I have found to be the best advice for climbing bronze over the years. Now I want to talk specifically about active and critical thinking. See, critical thinking requires game knowledge, and there are a few ways to acquire this, which I will be doing a separate video on. Now, game knowledge, for those who don't know, can be split into many different sections. But in order for a bronze player to climb, these are the areas to focus on: team champion knowledge, opponent champion knowledge, and situational awareness. Again, expect a separate video detailing how to improve these things and what makes them important. Once we have this knowledge, we can begin thinking about ways to create win conditions. This falls into active thinking as well. Nearly every game has multiple win conditions. It's not random, it's not luck, and it's not a gamble. Critical thinking means looking at what is going on in the game and determining how best to force an advantage out of it. The trap I see myself and pretty much every other low elo player out there falling into is not trying to think. We load into a game and just play and just hope for the best. And for those that say you actually do try, do you think about everything you are doing in game? Or are you just being like Goku, hitting things really, really hard and hoping it sticks? Because this isn't that type of video game. Ask any high elo player and they will tell you they are constantly thinking about what is needed to win the game. Does this sound like work yet? If the answer is yes, then good, because it's exactly that. If you remember in my last video, I stated I did some things different in my games that allowed me to climb. It's weird and a little embarrassing, but I started talking out loud about what was going on, what I was doing in-game, and why. The difference between the games where I was doing this and the games I wasn't was staggering. And this brings up active thinking, which is pretty much what it sounds like. We need to be constantly thinking about what is happening in-game if we want to best set up a win. We as low elo players just do not have the muscle memory to play the game even remotely on autopilot. Here's a scenario to show you an example of critical thinking. We are playing Vi Jungle. It's around 3 minutes into the game and we're doing a small camp. The enemy Yi ganks mid. He forces our mid's flash but nothing else. We notice he has less than half health and he doesn't have his second buff. Immediately we should be thinking about invading. Are the lanes in a position that could compromise and invade? Will we need smite? Could the path be warded? Can the Yi just turn and murder us if we try anything? These are just a fraction of the things we need to be thinking about just on our way into the enemy jungle. And these aren't things beyond a bronze player's capability. Literally just look and think, and the answer will smack you in the face. The same thing applies to lane. When we want to trade with the opponent, we ask ourselves, can they return damage? Where are the minions? Do we have more minions than them? Where could their jungler be? It's complicated, and that can make it hard. But it's also a lot easier than it seems, and totally something we are all capable of. Alright everyone, that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I hope you go out and have a good game. Well played.